got a formal process where we invite companies to become partners of the hotline, sponsors of the hotline, as Loki and his company has done. And then for individuals, we do obviously have banking details where we can ask people for hundreds and fifties and all of that. So our services are free of charge, and that's why we can keep it that way. If we then, in return, can assist, for example, Loki, to have somebody without an alarm system or with a current alarm system or guardian saying, okay, I'm going to move to this guy because he's actually going to make sure my kids are safe, what a bonus, and that would be perfect. There's a lady over there who I'm gonna still do a lot of eyes towards her because she works at the place with the pasta and so forth. Because we need them. Without them, we can't carry on. So that's unfortunate. Fortunately and unfortunately the way it works. Fortunately, because then we keep all the decision making. So we make sure everything gets done by the book. But yeah, that's what. So yeah, that's unfortunately how we do it. So sometimes we go door to door knocking. That lady over there knows we've knocked on her dad's door 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Yeah, many moons ago, and through her being at school with her, I think you went
with me.
Yeah, so that's how we then also do it. That's because we're really passionate about doing this and keeping it private. I said the other day, the president said we had a new fund for abused women and children. They raised 300,000-400,000 rand within 24 hours. What happened to that? Who was helped with that? Because nobody phoned us and said, listen, can we assist you? Because you assist kids. You have no idea how many police stations phone me and say, okay, we've got a problem, please help. We had a boy, last story, and then we had a boy, 16 years old, Afrikaans high school. Phones the hotline. I was at his school the morning, he phones the hotline. He says, listen, I have a problem, somebody's bullying me to get pictures of naked boys. And that doesn't make any sense. Who bullies you, he doesn't know. So then how you bully? Because what fear do you have? In any case, long story short, that's too little information. And eventually some mom phones me and she says, listen, some idiot is asking my girl for photos. So this boy faked being a girl on Instagram. Through that, she got boys to send her photos of themselves. Not young men, boys, 12 and 13 year old. 12 and 13 year old boys. But because this mom's girl got jealous because her boyfriend was talking to this girl, she faked being a boy. So now his mom phones and then the numbers matched. And then I phoned him again and he's like, no, I'm being bullied. And I said, no. You might only be the grasshopper, but you are involved. Please give me your mom and dad's details because this now gets tricky because remember, he's a minor. I refused to give mom and dad's details. Phoned the school expelled him. Then forced mom and dad to make contact. He's now in therapy, we arranged that as well, so we don't only work with the bullied child, we also work with the bully. Because the bully also has problems and we need to sort that out. If we only always assist the bullied child, then the bully is going to continue doing just to another child. In any case, so he was really just a bottom feeder. He thought he was a kingpin at 16, but he wasn't. He was close to nothing. The head honcho sits in Dubai. He started sending us photos because now he turned stateless, if you can call it that. So he started sending photos. The most horrific acts by grown men to 12 and 13 year old boys. And 12 and 13 is pushing the age limit. Some of them are 10 years old. So yeah. So that's when I phoned you guys. Because that should not happen. So that boy, he was so arrogant. When I spoke to his dad on the phone, he said to me, no, but I'm being bullied. I'm allowed to fear for my life. And I. That's the my boy. You not only have child pornography, you distributed that by sending it around. So you have more trouble than you can begin to imagine. And what you thought was funny, when you get to juvenile prison, it's not going to be so funny. It's going to be real for you all of a sudden. So it's unacceptable. And this is a white Afrikaans boy, and the reason I'm saying that, my kids are probably going to attend that high school. So we had our parents that said our kids were going to that high school, they're not going there anymore. I mean, how terrible is that because of one idiot in the school? It's not that the other schools don't have problems, this was just now exposed. So that's terrible. So the new in thing in South Africa, 2 out of 3 boys we find have some form of sexual abuse that's happened to them. 2 out of 3. which is more than the girls. Not more than the girls, but it's very close. But because men don't talk and boys don't talk, not a lot is available. But 2 out of 3 boys is a problem. Because how many, I've got boys who score boys. You see the problem here. So speak to your boys. So that is a problem, which we're not going to stand for. I'm not as big and as mean as these guys, but we're not standing for that. So, because those boys act out, what do? They only hurt other boys? No, they come after our boys. I mean, that 6 years, how many other children has that boy damaged in 6 years? Countless.
Yeah, but it's getting to a point where it's getting more violent towards adults, the educators and so on. So
yeah, they told me it was yesterday or the day before, one of the ladies from the school said, so this boy is now telling the teacher, I'm going to get something, I'm going to cut you or stab you. And then he leaves the class to go and get something to cut and stab. And the department said, and the police said, unacceptable. But it's amazing after a conversation with one of these gentlemen, you probably convert and start praying as well. So, but see, that shouldn't happen, because your kid goes to, and again, I'm selfish. My kid goes to school innocently. We've got a stable home, we're happy, we're friendly. Only time I get upset is when Talcum screws around with our lines, and that good lady can testify to that. So my kids go to school normal. Happy morning, had breakfast, happy, sit in the class, take down notes, and now all of a sudden they sit next to a child that's damaged. And that becomes a friend. And that becomes a trend, and now your child wants to go movie with this child, and want to keep ball with this child, and slowly but surely your child, without you knowing it and realizing it, becomes part of that world and that craziness. My girl's not allowed to sleep out. I'm very happily divorced, you can quote that. So I'm very happily divorced, and my ex-wife, we always have a constant conversation about what she wants, but all I'm worried is how it. My little girl will not sleep out. End of discussion. And you can vote who you want to vote, I know better people. But it's unfortunate, because when I was a child, there was nothing like it to have a Friday night. One time was here, then it was there, then it was our house. We can't just do that. So I always said, it's fine, she can sleep out if I have ID numbers, details of every single male that will be within a 2-kilometer radius. And I will do background checks, and then she normally says, it's fine, leave it. But I'm just worried about it. It shouldn't be like that. We should have kids driving around with a bicycle in the streets in school holidays. We should have that. We don't have that. Your child isn't even safe in your yard. Even when my kids play within our area,